Today on DC On Screen, we'll be talking about the Season 4 premiere of Supergirl, the American Alien. Right after this.
You think of Earth as a singular planet. In fact, it is anything but. For this is a story not of a universe,
but a multiverse.
Where universes and planets, such as Earth, were replicated and mirrored across a vibrating, infinite plane. Some barely different from the next.
Others drastically so.
This is DC On Screen. Every week, Dave and Jason talk about the multiverse of DC properties on film and television. But be warned, if it's been officially released, you can expect they'll spoil it.
Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 510. We'll be talking about Supergirl, season premiere. Did I say season finale in the opener?
I think premiere? I don't know.
Okay. American Alien. You just heard it. You know what we're talking about. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
Whenever we try something new, it's hard for me to stay out of my old ways. All right, so I can't believe we're in season 4 of Supergirl.
Isn't that weird? A canceled CBS show, we're in season 4.
Sounds more likely than you would imagine that thing, guys. Oh.
See you soon, Secret 6 or whatever that was.
Right. I think maybe they'll do CBS All Access right out of the gate on that one, probably.
Maybe.
I can't imagine it fitting in with anything on CBS.
I don't know what's on CBS, to be honest. I couldn't name their programming right now if I tried.
Yeah. Just looking down the list of people in the Secret 6, I'm like, no. They're not going to use any of these people.
Yeah.
So, much like Iris over on The Flash, Kara is a reporter again.
Yeah, back to the
roots.
roots.
How about that?
Back to roots on that one. Or
back to roots.
Roots that wanted to be. I actually enjoyed that aspect of this episode a lot, though, is like watching them come up a little bit. Kind of watching them get to run a newsroom and doing it differently than Kat did it. Like not using the same room to do it in, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of dug that. Them dealing with the Cub reporters.
I miss Snapper Carr. I'm just going to say
He was good. He was good.
Sometimes I sit up late at night and just kind of wonder, where is that guy? What's he doing?
I know. Hopefully we'll see him again. You know who you don't have to worry about?
What's that?
Is Sam. She is,
Sam.
quote, living happily ever after.
Oh.
That made me laugh.
I only wish I remembered who that was.
The big bad from the last season and daughter.
Oh, well, that was a bright spot that they weren't there, wasn't it?
No. That got fun in some way. Like last season, Sam was more interesting as a character than the Rain was. But it did really crack me up that like the show used literally the phrase living happily ever after to write them all. Like they described what she's doing right now and sent her on her way and employed that phrase. I don't think we're going to see her again.
Yeah, so much for
because we're in a fairy tale.
Kara, Lena's, and Alex's best friend.
Yeah.
So much for that.
Gonzo. It's fine. It's fine. It had run its course. I would kind of like.
Yeah,
it
had.
Not being completely sarcastic here. Like that had run its course. I would be deeply annoyed in a way if Sam was still there because there's this, oh my God, it could be Rain at any moment kind of aspect that I would not appreciate. Like if I got, halfway into this season and Rain was suddenly in charge again, I would be so pissed. That's the kind of character once you've used it, get it out of here. Get it out of here. Move on. Let's do it.
Well, you can't make her a good guy who has powers on that level because then it's just like Supergirls.
Yeah.
Why do we?
It would have to be their
Supergirl?
show.
Same
Yeah,
reason.
I agree.
Yeah. So same reason you don't have Superman, floating around all the time. Like you kind of need a Supergirl show to be Supergirl show.
Yeah.
If they have
A
other
lot of time was
superheroes
spent
on there,
explaining that Supes is off world somewhere.
yeah,
Argo City.
they usually dumb down the powers. I mean, look at what they've done with to Manhunter.
Yeah.
They
That's
didn't really
almost
dumb down his powers so much as they just don't use him inexplicably. Or they come up with, horseshit like, it's not my path anymore. Oh, okay. Okay, John.
Every time he said that this episode, I thought, really? Really, John? We'll see. I'll see you soon, motherfucker. Like, that's what it invokes in me.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a neat character arc for him, my dad showed me a different way kind of thing. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We shall see.
His robes were dope.
His robes are dope. I kind of like him, like running the support group and everything. This isn't, in a way, it's kind of a role he's been trained for a long time.
Was he running that support group? I thought his friend who got killed was.
I think Fiona was probably running it, but him helping run a support group, I'll call it.
Well, she was running it. He was more or less doing what he always does. He was sitting there and nodding and giving that little glimmer in his eye. Like, yes. I approve. I am the manhunter.
Sitting there and being wise. Something we've trusted him with for a long time.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't hate this version of him at all. It's just, it feels like it does have an expiration date.
Oh, it absolutely does. It has to.
And
it has to.
The fact that this version of him exists, to me, kind of justifies everything that happened with his father last season. And I really liked his father last season. That was one of the bright spots of the show, especially in the last half of the season. It was.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed I'm character. So I'm enjoying the payoff of seeing this version of him now. But we'll see where it goes.
I think I think I got through last season because of his dad. Like every time I heard his voice, I was just like, my Manhunter from Justice League Unlimited.
We're back. I can trust again.
I can trust again. So yeah, the Alex learns that she can't be a jerk to someone who isn't her good friend. Lesson seems forced and weird. That bothered me. It bothered me that, suddenly Brainy was there like all last year pretty much. And now suddenly he's like, I must dress like Win because I realized that you were mad at me because I wasn't Win. And she's the head of the DEO and she doesn't have that sort of discernment. Like she can't separate her shit. I don't know, it bothered me.
I'm going to run a different version by you.
Okay. Because what I saw was unnecessary weakness in a wonderful character.
Yeah. I'm still going to run another version by you that includes that, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to preface it by saying she got shit to do.
Well, sure.
But
we all got shit to do, Jason.
Right. But it's not out of bounds. I mean, I do kind of agree that this could have been summed up earlier or probably within a few days, but it is still an emotional arc, which means it takes more time. And for Alex, that's something that it takes her time to go through these things because, humans and all.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of liked the fact that it was off kilter. Made sense because how do you cope with a person like, Brainy? It is weird. It in a way it makes sense that Alex would try to cope with him as him, even though he is just a weird dude when it comes right down to it. Try as he might, he's going to be off-putting. He's going to be kind of too smart for the room and in certain ways, but too dumb for the room with others. He's an interesting character. I think I'm going to enjoy Brainiac being a part of this season. And I kind of like that in the first episode they've wrapped up that they're going to be working on their relationship to replace what we had with Win, because damn it, man, I missed Win in this episode. He was always charming, always funny, always fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy Jordan was very missed.
He
at least in our household.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But I wasn't taking it out on Brainy, man. Not his fault.
But there is a little bit of a meta representation, like, hey, we're gonna use him to do this. Anyway, so bottom line, I kind of get it. I kind of get that it takes her so long to address it. I kind of get that Alex addresses everything very aggressively, and he tries to do everything as logically as possible, and eventually it gets to this point where it's taken him months to figure out, hey, we're just stuck with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're both stubborn as hell. in a way, it kind of makes sense. And we don't get to see that, but at the same time, I don't want to see that. I'm supposed to see, 5 or 6 months pass, between seasons. That's
Right.
fine. But quick question: Did he seriously break into Wynn's apartment? Because it sounded like he broke into Wynn's apartment.
It sounded like you broke into Wynn's apartment, yeah.
Like, I keep wondering if there's a shattered window somewhere that we need to address.
I also wondered if maybe he was staying there.
For a second, I thought he was staying there, and maybe he's just pulled this off, but surely they know where he's staying. I don't know. Maybe they don't know where he's staying.
Maybe they don't know. I really liked
He's
Lena
basically
getting
a
a little
computer.
more
He
Lex.
could just go to a spot and close his eyes for 40 minutes and reboot and go back. I don't know. Maybe he
Maybe.
never has to go anywhere.
I thought his image inducer could probably just take care of his clothes. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know either. I did like the slide about the sweaters being restrictive. Or
Yeah, tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's funny.
So I thought we were done with the brainy talk, and I mentioned a thing. So I'm gonna go to that. I really like what they're doing with Lena right now. I like how she's creeping more into Lex territory. I like how she's doing underhanded business to get Guardian off the hook.
Yeah, it's going to backfire.
Oh, it will absolutely backfire.
But it's almost a Luthor tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's how that works.
try to do the right thing by doing the wrong thing and then feel extremely annoyed and slighted that you're trying to do the right thing wasn't perceived as doing the right thing, even though you did the wrong thing to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
That
I tell you what I need coming to a head right the hell now. As soon as possible. Last season, if possible. Lena and Kara, best friends, versus Supergirl and Lena,
Yeah, I need there to be a payoff here.
whatever the hell they are. Enemies, begrudging allies.
I think
Because,
it's, I don't
Supergirl
know. I think it's
actively
like
acts
wary
pissy.
ally. I'm not sure. I'm really not. But I do need. I feel what you're saying. I need that to have a payoff very soon.
Mm-hmm. Because Kara, when she talks to Lena, she's like, ah, ha, 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 we're best friends, ha, 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 ha. And then when she's Supergirl, she's staring at her like, you horrible person.
Right.
So I need some sort of payoff, really.
Yeah.
But I like Lena, so hopefully that continues.
And her accent has gotten better.
Well, it takes a lot of work, man.
I
It takes a
appreciate
lot of work. I don't think I would have noticed it except that you mentioned it.
It's just that I've accidentally seen her in a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I've had a lot of time with her that I didn't expect, and now I've been tracking it in ways that I would probably not have.
How do you feel about them combining, or not really combining, but making Otis the brother of Mercy Graves?
I don't have any feelings about the character's existence, except that I kind of like the guy playing him.
You like the guy playing him?
Yeah. Oafish, kind of fun charm. A little distracting. Distracting in a way that Mercy's apparently going to play everything very dour, and I'm going to appreciate that every now and then.
I actively disliked both of them in those roles. I felt like they were freaking Lois and Clark villains, man.
Oh,
They were
are.
so bad.
They are.
So you'll agree with me there. Okay.
But him, I felt like he was enjoying, having fun with his role. Her, I felt like she was taking it very seriously. And so far, we're not to a point yet where those roles have any gravitas. It's really cool to have Mercy Graves, not only name checked but present.
But I'm just like, what is she doing
As
with those
part
lines?
of the Lex canon, which by the way, we've got Lex coming.
I know.
That's a thing. We're gonna be able to see Lex Luthor, for God's sake. But
Yeah.
and I know Tyler Hoechlin's coming because, good lord, a lot of set photos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just check anyone's Instagram account. You'll find Tyler Hoechlin.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's not that deep. I did not like. I didn't like either character, and I thought she was specifically very bad. Any line she gave was just villain from syndicated Pamela Anderson's VIP kind of thing. You know what I mean? Real syndicated television. That's 3 or 4 steps below CW level acting.
I didn't think it was that bad. Let's put it this way. I thought she wasn't that bad.
Uh-huh.
In the way that I thought he was a little bit distracting, that he kind of engaged his role.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, it seemed like he kind of thought, like, oh, I get to do this. Let me have some fun. And someone told her to be super serious. And
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but it didn't hit me the same way.
Okay.
I can see it, but
Yeah, I was just, what is she doing? What is this? Does she know what show she's on? She was like, Geomancer.
it was not Geomancer levels. No. We did not broach that. Now, the motorcycle scene they were involved in was Geomancer levels of bad.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
That was terrible. It was that was terrible.
Oh, here's what I loved. The obvious really bad shot they had of Supergirl flying in through that window, and you see, like, Melissa Benoist, like, cower and throw her arm over her eyes while she's hitting the glass. Like, oh, glass! Okay, well, I'm Supergirl. Like, yeah, you guys should use that take.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Did not catch that.
I'm not sure if it's worth watching all the commercials just to
go back.
Just to see it on the CW. But
Maybe I might. I say that I don't have time. There's a lot of shows happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
if at all possible, though, man, use that stunt double. She is clearly a badass.
Absolutely. Well, I don't even know if she's around anymore. She's talking about Jessie.
Supergirl stunt double.
Yeah.
I forget her name. I just remember she was she was on like American Ninja Warrior or something. And
yeah, Jessie Graff.
destroyed
Yeah,
that course.
I don't think she's. I think she's off doing her own thing now.
Is she?
I'm not sure.
That is.
I'm not sure.
Gonna be a shame.
I'm honestly not sure. Someone write in, let me know.
Okay.
I don't follow the American Ninja Warrior too much, but I think I heard she was doing other stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know that it's a particularly strong opener for season 4. I think you liked it a lot more than I did, but you know, as you put it while we were off the air, I generally just gestate and sour on things.
Yeah.
It's been too many days
It's
since I
been
watched
more than
Supergirl.
24 hours.
Though to be fair, me and my wife were both like just super annoyed with this episode. So I don't know. We just did not like it.
I definitely wasn't annoyed. The main problem I have with it is, especially when you watch a season opener, you should be able to kind of come away with what am I excited about for the season. And there's only so much about the season that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Like, the most exciting thing for me, bar none, was, we have Linda Carter's president revealed as an alien.
That was cool.
That's huge. And also, like, Red Sun Kara, as I'm calling her until further notice.
Yep.
Literally punching her way out of wherever the hell she is in Cosnia, I think. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Probably got that wrong. But that's cool. Those were awesome stingers. Is it Cosnia? Anyway. Yeah, the...
Cosnia.
Those were cool stingers. But some of the other stuff that I saw happening that I'm supposed to be excited about, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not excited about...
or worried about, I should say, maybe.
I don't know about worried.
So what's going on this season then? Is like, what do you see?
What do I see? I mean, it looks like this Agent of Liberty guy is going to incite a race war, which I am against. Obviously, like that doesn't sound like a good thing. This story,
there's almost virtue signaling in saying that. Yeah, we shouldn't do race war. That's obvious.
Yeah, and that's always going to be my issue. My biggest issue with Supergirl is that I feel like they just, I think you put it, they paint in broad strokes, man. It's just all like race war bad. I'm like, no kidding. I mean, really? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And then other times I kind of think to myself, like, in this version, it was a dark web with, Brainiac 5 can freaking get in there and undermine it in a few seconds, but that's ridiculous technology, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. In general, the dark web is actually hard to penetrate and deal with, but what I saw was like the internet, like the 4chan version on Supergirl. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, obvious broad strokes, race war bad. Obvious broad strokes, there is a 4chan, and there are still people saying we should do that. Yeah. So to some extent, yeah, I get it. It's not subtle, but
no.
On the other hand,
I like more subtlety.
They do bring it up.
I like more subtlety, and honestly, I kind of wish they had chosen a different character. I know, I don't want to be that guy who's like, it's not the same as on the page. I'm not expecting it to be, but I do think it would have been a little more fun if they used like a Captain America type Agent of Liberty character, who was a good guy, who was just more of a little more of a Golden Age type character, who saw things in black and white, and then could slowly, over the course of the season, or series, if you were looking in the long term, come to realize that not everything is so black and white, and there are shades of gray. That would have been a little more fun. It would have been a little more fun to see the dichotomy between a character like that and Kara. I kind of feel Dan Jurgens' pain. Dan Jurgens was not happy with what they did with Agent of Liberty. I believe he called it lazy.
There's time for that.
I don't think you can come back from inciting race war and shivving Jean's alien friend.
Fiona, I think.
Huh?
I think her name was Fiona.
Yeah. I don't think there's coming back from that.
Yeah, there is. I mean,
I guess if you're Spike on Buffy, but...
No, it's the same universe of characters where, Batman doesn't just put the Joker down. Like, there's coming back from anything because it's still a comic book property.
Maybe, but I don't.
I mean, look at like Hal Jordan or Kyle Rayner or something. There's coming back from anything, and I think even on this show, it can get so it can get out there enough that maybe we explore this character and there's some redemption quality to it. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. They don't usually go that deep.
I don't know. I mean, they seem to be biting off more and more as they go. And I do like that they're growing these characters and like time is passing in this universe. We've got Kara and Jimmy James dealing with the cub reporters. Alex is the director, seemingly doing a great job. By the way, I liked your new haircut. The characters are growing. Now Hank, or Jean, we'll see. Like every time they put him in this position where he had to kind of duck into his new morality of like, no, I was put on a peaceful path. I'm like, yeah, really? Yeah. We'll see, buddy.
You're going to walk the earth like Kane from Kung Fu, man?
We'll see, buddy.
On.
But there's a lot of chance for like a grand tale of redemption in this show. It's possible.
I do feel like every time they kind of set someone off on learning about themselves or changing, they write them out of the show. Like Maxwell Lord had a pretty solid redemption arc, and now he's just gone. He's gone. I'm sure that had more to do with the actor just not wanting to relocate to Vancouver, but like Sam is just gone now. They shoehorned her in so hard as being their best friend, and now they're just gone. She's just gone. Her path is over.
It's problematic the way they do that, but
yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It's not problematic. It sucks, man, because it makes me it sets me up to feel like I can't trust any other relationship or new character on the show. Like,
yeah, but you can't. And when you look at series of TV shows, that's true for all of them. Like within a season.
Where's my Mon-El, man?
You're what?
Where's my Mon-El, man?
No. You can't have all the things. You can't have all the things.
I would just like one of the things.
No, if I give you one thing, you might want other things. You can't have anything. You can only have what I give you at any given moment, and appreciate that.
A good show,
and then deal with it. It is. It's very restrictive the way you have to write these things and deal with them. But
I look at all the other shows and I go, it doesn't have to be this way.
Yes and no. It depends on the trajectory of people's careers and the contract and all this other crap. That what it amounts to is sometimes you get to make a beautiful thing and sometimes you don't. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you write people in for as long as you have them and then you write them out as best you can.
Oh, I know. It's just, it's not something this show does particularly well.
Yeah, that's why I laughed at the phrase, happily ever after. Mon-El being an exception. I thought Mon-El had a pretty good arc on the show.
He did.
I'm not worried about that. Sam, that was funny. Like, that was meta funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the sense that I felt like the writers were just telling us, please don't expect this from us anymore.
Yeah.
We're literally giving you this phrase to figuratively forgive us.
I feel like the Supergirl writers are like... the McDonald's employee equivalent of writers, where they're just like, here is your freaking burger. Leave us alone.
I think there's a lot more behind it than that, but I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah.
Here's your dense little patty of tropes and morality play bludgeonings.
Same time,
eat it and shut up.
These are the people that are. They tried to have a lot of nuance and really swung big with the first season and got canceled. So now they're kind of taking their shots where they can, and they're like I said earlier, painting with bigger strokes.
But they didn't really get canceled because, you know...
they got canceled and then moved.
The CBS guy said that if CW hadn't taken him, they would have renewed him, probably.
Yeah, he said that. He said it.
I don't know what to believe.
I don't believe it.
Okay, well, that's on you.
They started off with like 11 million.
Look at that.
For their little demo, and then I think it was like 5 by the end of the season, which is just, it's too few for a network show.
It was 12-6, but yeah.
It wasn't going to work.
No, it wasn't going to work.
Same reason we have Constantine and Legends. You know, there's sometimes the thing fails and it ends up somewhere else, and you can appreciate it in different ways.
Yeah, I felt bad for Supergirl because they ended on 6 million. They dropped by half in that first season. I think it was like 12.9 at the beginning, and then by the end it was like 6.23, something like that.
God, I was being conservative, but yeah, it was that bad.
I think so. I recently looked it up because someone was like, the ratings weren't that bad. I'm like, yes, they were.
They were.
And then it dropped by another half when it went to CW.
Yeah, but that's about right.
I know.
On CW, if you're getting 3 million an episode, you're killing it.
I mean, I don't think that's what they're getting now.
Yeah, they're doing fine. Supergirl's not going anywhere.
I mean, I don't think that's, as I said, I don't think that's what they're doing now. I would have to look it up again. But it's neither here nor there. She's not going anywhere.
I think it was around 3 last time I saw it.
With that in mind, I do wish they would try to work out some of their kinks a little more. But I don't feel like I feel like they don't think that they have kinks like that. So I think we're just stuck with the show we got, man.
No, I think the fact that you heard the phrase "happily ever after."
I mean, that was a well hung lantern, and
to
ridiculous.
Me yeah, I know, but like to me, I know at this point. Yeah, they know. We're on the same page.
They're just not going to change it.
They can't.
How? How can they not stop writing bad?
Oh, well, that's a big question. No, I mean, certain things where like a character arc doesn't get picked up, or, you know, somebody doesn't come back where they were supposed to, or somebody sticks around longer than they were hoping, or whatever. Like, the availability of people, that's not in their control.
Was that her issue? Was that Sam's issue? Because it seems like I remember her putting out a statement saying like, well, I mean, if they want me back, I'll come back. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I think my character is done for now. Like, that just sounds like, well, I guess they're done with me.
Yeah.
I didn't get a call back.
There can be budgetary concerns that will make that not a thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like,
I don't want to harp.
If you build up somebody for an entire season and then you have them come back as a series regular for the next season, you got to give them a pay bump. You can't necessarily do that and still do things you want to do, like include an entirely different, big bad for the next season.
Right.
There's a lot going on there. It gets weird.
Yeah.
Like, some part of me thinks I would like to be in the room just to listen while some of these decisions were being made, just so I knew more. Mm-hmm. Some part of me thinks that if I were in that room and I heard all these discussions taking place, I would just scream, "You're a bunch of assholes," and start hitting people with whatever I could find near me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're definitely assholes.
Yeah. Just like throwing a dish of candied mints at people. whatever I could find.
It's times like that I wish this was a video podcast, because people would have seen the most perplexed look on my face. Like, what?
Whatever they have on that glass coffee table, they're so proud of. Costs $45,000.
All right. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Lillian does, what Lena does. I'm into the Luthor storyline. I'm interested to see more, or any Lex really come in. And, a lot of people are calling for it to be Michael Rosenbaum. Doesn't need to be a Michael Rosenbaum. Come on, guys.
No.
This isn't Smallville.
No, that would be deeply confusing. It specifically shouldn't be him. I do love him, but sorry, it shouldn't be him on this one.
Yeah, I agree. But he is my favorite on-screen Lex Luthor as far as like live-action Lex Luthor.
I do agree.
Have you listened to his podcast?
No, I do keep missing.
His voice has deepened.
Nice.
It's ripened.
Getting into Batman territory.
Well, I mean, not quite there, but I don't know. I got the vapors.
Nice.
I was like, oh, Michael.
Oh.
Your 40 years is starting to feel kind of sensual, distinguished.
Also, we're all getting old.
Yeah.
He
got old and gained hair. That was the
that was a big change for him. I do kind of predict, because Hoagland's still in the picture. Hoagland, whatever. This version of Superman's still in the picture, and we're about to bring Lex Luthor in. I do want to kind of predict a moment where we actually see them on screen. I'm not saying it's going to be long. It may be like it. I think it's going to be part of an episode, and we move on. But I think it's in the air.
I mean, it might be in the air. There are rumors now that they're doing pretty unsubstantiated rumors, but there are rumors out there floating about that the Crisis on Infinite Earths is going to be a backdoor pilot for a Superman show. They've cast a Lois, kind of a leading lady Lois, from another CW show, or actually I think Grimm was an NBC show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Grimm.
But let's be fair, that was a CW show. We all know what it was.
It would have fit in well. It definitely had the ratings of a CW show.
Yeah, they're bringing in Lex Luthor. That's what I sense coming in the air. Like, we don't have like substantial real sources or anything, nothing trusted. But that rumor is floating out in the ether, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna bring in Lex Luthor." Well,
yeah, I don't buy it yet, but
I don't necessarily buy it, but it's food for thought, I guess.
Food for stew.
I don't necessarily need a Superman show. I really don't. I've got enough superheroes. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll watch it if it happens.
Oh, yeah. Of course we will.
You might wind up with a review like this.
Where half of it's, why are we doing this? And the other half is, I still like this.
Yeah. I seriously hope for better things. Like that Agent of Liberty seemed pretty brutal. Otis cutting that dude's tusks off was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
That felt painful.
Mm-hmm.
There were some visceral feelings here that were intended. Then there were those with the bike scene.
That was rough. That was the hard part for me.
I don't think I have anything else to say about this episode.
Yeah. Parts I'm excited about, parts I'm not. We'll see where the season goes.
Yeah. I don't necessarily trust Supergirl's ability to pull out a season arc and make it stick. I don't think I've really felt like they've ever actually done that. I feel like all this time they've still been struggling to figure out like what they were doing. That's how it always feels to me. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably a fair critique. They don't necessarily know where the show is supposed to go.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, feel free to let us know how wrong we are, and or how much you agree with us. Whatever, that's fine too.
I'm sure of the former.
We're sure of the former, but we prefer the latter.
Sure.
Stroke our egos.
Or don't.
We tweet at DC On Screen. Facebook group.com/groups/DC On Screen podcast. You can come over and talk to us about the shows. And we're gonna come right back with an Arrow review, and I think we're pretty keen on that one, actually. Mm-hmm. So until next time, guys, keep some DC on your screen.
Our opening narration was from Dan Jurgens' The History of the DC Universe, Part 3 of 10, as featured in DC 52, Week 4. It was performed by me, David C. Robertson. Intro music by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Future Elevators, could be found on Spotify or future-elevators.com. Our introduction was performed by Effie Ophelders of the fantastic podcast Stealing the Remote, which lives on SoundCloud. It can also be found on iTunes and Stitcher. We are proudly in partnership with TV Time, the TV show calendar and social media site that lets you keep track of what you're watching, what your friends are watching, and where you all left off. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. Visit maladjusted.tv for more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, an improvised web series, vlogs, parodies, and more.